A little cloudy this morning, but a little bit warmer by 10 degrees. But they are calling for rain. Day four begins with 3 combines in the field rolling. 1 combine broke down. Jim is headed to, I believe, Conrad after parts this morning. We'll get back after this little bit weedy field, all thanks to Mother Nature. And hopefully this further east of where we're headed to will be just a little less of a weed issue. Last night when we were unloading, Vince was having some issues getting his combine unloaded because of the weeds. So I'm thinking and hoping that maybe the worst of this field is done, which is a good thing. So let's see what the day brings. Still calling for some rain showers. Not sure when, possibly late this morning. But who knows? Yesterday's video I said I was going to try to find out more about the ball field. So I asked Carrie this morning what the story was. And she said that up till about, I believe she said 4 or 5 years ago, that ball field was being used for the kids out in this area, and now there are no longer any little kids out here to play on the field, so there it sits. But she said that they haven't talked all morning. So anyways, let's see, where was I? It used to be used by the kids up here, but all the kids have grown up, so there's no little kids out in this part of the north of Chester area to use the ball field, but it used to be well taken care of by the parents, and now it sits there just wishing and waiting for somebody to come and use. All I could think of was, what was that movie? Build it and they will come. You know what it is. So I'm on the east side of that field that we left last night, and it is yielding better. It's more in the 40s, 45-ish range, but we're still dealing with some weed issues, more so on the south side of the field than this up here on the north. So a little bit easier cutting this fine Sunday morning. These combines don't like it when you go through these weeds sort of fast. I get a really rude error message on here that says something about the tailings are filling up. When that happens, then you're plugged. So I have to slow way down so that I don't get plugged up. I did that in Highwood. I got the error message, or the warning message, I guess, and didn't slow down slow enough, long enough, and I plugged her up. But thank goodness Dave came to my rescue. So I've had that tailings alarm go off a couple of times here, but I've learned that you slow down long enough and it just kind of cleans itself out. And then another thing that we're not having a lot of luck with is getting our grain bin emptied because of the weed matter. So it'll pile up back there and take forever when I'm trying to unload. But it eventually works itself out. Joys of running combine, I guess, in less than desirable wheat. And it all comes down to the weather. Look, you can kind of see where there's some moisture right here. It's a little bit thicker than the rest. And right there, the machine is not running back there at all. So what we're trying to do is get that stuff that's been piling up back there to the auger so it can go out the unloading auger into the grain cart. And this is all due to the weeds. What you got going on there?
Well, the more Vince, he found another issue, which we've been fumbling around with for an hour, but we about got her.
Oh, well that's good.
A bolt fell out of this end gear, so this auger wasn't turning, and we improvised. I'll be along in a few minutes so I can bring my cart then, right?
Yep. We got moved to a different field, found a little bit more wheat here. Less weeds, I guess, depending on where you're at in the field, because there's some spots, like right here, it's kind of thin and weedy. But if you look out over the field, you can see that maybe it gets a little bit better the further east that we go. Seems to be the common thing. The further east we go, the better the wheat. I don't know. Maybe it's just a mirage. But anyways, I'm cutting anywhere from 35, 40, 45 bushel wheat right now. I'd say that's pretty good. The smoke's moved into the area. Combines really don't like eating this green weed. It makes a lot of noise. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not. It growls a little bit. Sometimes louder than others. Just depends on how big of a patch I go through. on the east edge of this field now, and it was definitely not a mirage. This is much cleaner. Looks a whole lot different than the west side. And we're bumped it up to about 40-45 bushel so far, but I'm not all the way north. But it's nice to see the clean wheat. Well, just think of the stories that old house would have to tell us if it could talk.
My knives aren't cutting.
So this field that we moved to is just northeast of the previous field that we cut. And I'm cutting 70 bushel wheat. So apparently it got some rain that the other ones did not. Anyway, this part of the field. Well, it doesn't have a cute name like the Hoot Nanny, but there's our water truck. Follows us from field to field. Clouds are too thick, smoke in the air. Looks like we're not going to get a sunset tonight. Boy, was I wrong about the sunset. Wow. Hey, Jim and I really hope that you enjoyed today's daily update. If you did, why don't you give it a thumbs up for us? We'd like to know that. And be sure to hit the subscription button and the bell notification so that you know when the next video is up and ready to watch. Thank you, and we're so glad you're along with us for the journey.